sometimes, man, you just need to, step outside for a moment. Sometimes you need to just go sit in nature, with no phones, no noise, no distractions, no pressure, bro. Like just you, yourself, the outside world, silence, your breathing, bro. Like the beauty of the world and the beauty of the thing that God has created for us. Like if your mind feels cloudy, if there's something heavy on your mind, bro, if your soul feels heavy, like just step outside. Spend some time alone outside in nature. Like stop sitting in your room just scrolling on TikTok. Stop sitting in your room just doom scrolling your life away. Like I'm gonna just be honest, bro, that's doing nothing for you. And that's something that I've been struggling with recently. Is just I wake up and I kind of just lay in my bed. Like I'm always be straight up with y'all. I'm always keep it 100 with y'all, bro. I literally wake up and scroll on TikTok for like an hour. Like that's not good for your mental. That's not good. It's not a good thing to feed your brain first thing in the morning. And that's something that I am trying to work on. That's something that I am trying to get out of. And I can say that I have been spending, more time outside recently, just sitting there with myself, sitting there thinking about different things, sitting there trying to hear God in different ways. Like nature, it just doesn't reset your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? It isn't just a place for you to go have fun. Like sometimes you need to go sit outside and just think about things and sit outside and just reflect or go read, go talk to God. Like sitting outside in nature, it resets you, bro, because nature is therapy for the soul. Like I said, when you're just out there by yourself with no distractions, no phone, no noise, no pressure, bro, like it's just silence. You know what I'm saying? It's just the beauty of the thing that God has created for us. And there's studies that have been shown that nature does have a way to, calm your nervous system. It clears your thoughts and it kind of just grounds you and brings you back into the present moment. You know what I'm saying? You're just sitting there reflecting. You're sitting there thinking about your life. Like when is the last time you genuinely just sat down outside and you just sat still and you listened? You just sat there and thought about different things. You sat there and tried to listen to what God is trying to tell you, because God does speak through his creation. He created everything on this world. He created everything on this planet. And he has the ability to speak through it. Like he created nature not just for survival, but in order to give you a space to reflect. You know what I'm saying? In order to give you a space to think about things and kind of hear him and talk to him in different ways and interact with him in different ways. Like you can't hear what God's trying to tell you. You can't hear a whisper from God if you're always drowning in the digital noise. You know what I'm saying? If you're always drowning in social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like all those things. Like there's no way you can hear from God and interact with God if you're always interacting with the digital world and what the digital noise is trying to throw at you, because your mind is foggy, your mind is clouded. You're always seeing what this person's posting on TikTok, you're always seeing what this person's posting on Instagram, how they life going, what they got going on. But when have you actually sat down and focused on what you got going on? You know what I'm saying? When have you actually sat down and reflected on the things you're doing on a daily basis? Are you getting better on a daily basis? Are you working towards where you want to be on a daily basis? Like you have no time to reflect. You have no time to spend with yourself if you always on social media every chance you get. If you're always on TikTok every chance you get. If you're always on Instagram every chance you get. Like there's no time for you to just sit there with yourself. You have no time to do that because you're always looking at another person's lives and what they posting on social media. So in them times where you get alone time, in them times where you have the ability to just be alone, bro, like I encourage y'all to go spend that time outside, go spend that time alone with no distractions. You know what I'm saying? With no phone, just you, yourself, you and God, you and nature, you and the birds chirping. Like, bro, it's literally peaceful. Like the other day, bro, I just went and hiked Stone Mountain up in, I'm not gonna say where, but I hiked Stone Mountain, bro, and that was like peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it took some time to get out there. Yeah, I was a little tired. But when you got to the top of that, bro, and you could just sit there by yourself, no phones, no distractions, no digital noise, and you just sitting up there looking at God's creation, bro, like it's peaceful. And it's easier to think about things. It's easier to have a mental clarity because clarity comes when you unplug. Like I'm just sitting there thinking about my life. I'm just sitting there thinking about the next step I'm gonna take. I'm just sitting there trying to hear what God is trying to tell me. I'm saying I'm sitting there with no noise, so it is easier to hear God. It is easier to interact with God. Like we get so wrapped up in the ground, we get so wrapped up in the hustle and the pressure that we put on ourselves that we forget like trying to be at peace and finding peace is kind of free. And all you gotta do is step outside. I'm saying all you gotta do is put yourself in nature. Like walk, breathe, pray, think, like do whatever you want outside, but just get away from all the chaos on your phones for a moment. Because at the end of the day, I know we've all heard it, bro. Like it really is those phones that's kind of taking our peace away. Because we're always looking at what the next person got going on. We always looking at, you know, what they're doing in their life, and we never truly focus on our life. We never truly reflect on what we're doing. You know, like, bro, just step outside for a minute, bro. Like one day this week, step outside for at least 30 minutes and just sit with yourself and just see how at peace you feel. Like when I'm telling y'all, bro, when I was on top of that mountain, just looking out into God's creation, bro, like I felt like I belonged, or I felt so at peace. My mind was so free. My mind was so clear. Just me, the bros I went with, nature, and just trying to listen to what God is trying to tell me. I prayed up there, like, bro, it was so peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And nature has a way of teaching you patience and presence. Like nature has a way of teaching you a lot of things, bro. Like, bro, when you just sit out there and you just looking at the trees, you looking at the water, like, I know this might sound crazy, but the trees don't rush, bro. The trees don't rush to sway back and forth. They don't rush to drop their leaves. You know, the rivers don't have to force themselves to flow. The rivers don't have to force themselves to move downstream. Like everything just flows in rhythm. Everything just flows at its own pace. And maybe that's what your soul needs. Like you need to stop trying to control things and just have more flow in your life. I made a video about this other day, like, bro, just let things flow. Like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Like everything that's happening in your life is supposed to happen because that's how God planned it out and that's God's plan for you. You know what I'm saying? So you need to stop trying to control everything because you can't control everything. You know, you can control the things that you can control, but you got to let everything else flow through God. And that's what nature is kind of, you know, trying to remind you of and trying to teach you. Like you're a part of something bigger. There's this whole world that we're living on, bro. Like there's so many people here and God has a plan for everybody and God has a plan for this whole world. Like you're part of something bigger. So when you do your part, you know what I'm saying? You chase your purpose. You try to chase what you're supposed to be here for. You know what I'm saying? You try to chase what God placed you on this earth for. Like everything's going to be all right. Like you just do your part. You can control the things that you can control. Let everything else flow. Let God work in every other way. Everything's going to be all right, bro. And like I said, nature kind of teaches us that because the rivers don't force themselves to flow. The trees don't force themselves to grow and let their leaves fall. Like everything flows in a rhythm. So you just got to stop trying to control everything. Like have less control and more flow. You know, just focus on the things that you can focus on, control the things that you can control, bro. Like go outside and spend time in nature. Like just for 30 minutes, go on a 30-minute walk. You know, like just a 30-minute walk can make you realize and make you learn so many different things because God tries to send you messages, but you gotta, you know, sit by yourself and you gotta be quiet and be still in order to hear them. Like don't miss the messages that God might be trying to give you in the quiet, you know, in the moments of being alone. Like be still, get outside, let the wind clear your mind, let the birds chirp and clear your mind, and let this creation, you know, remind you of who created you. You know, let this creation of the world, of the earth, remind you of why you're here and who put you here. You know what I'm saying? Remind you of the purpose and the reason that you're here. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. And with the 500 subs, appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see you on the next one.